here we go. This is Mike Lodge. I am the business advisor. I'm glad that you have joined me. It is a Tuesday afternoon because I'm late in doing my podcast. I normally do it at 5 o'clock in the morning, but I'm behind schedule. And so I still made it though. I don't know. It's too late for coffee, right? I mean, it's too late in the afternoon for coffee. So we'll just talk. That's what we'll talk about. So what will we talk about? That's the question. I don't know if any of you have attended any of the financial peace seminars by Russell. Why did I say that? By Dave Ramsey. It's called Financial Peace by Dave Ramsey, and it teaches you how to go about addressing debt issues and budgeting your personal finances on a monthly basis. And it's a good program. I went through it, and I went through the coaching part of it so that I could be a coach. And as I went through it, I found out, well, gosh, this is what I've been teaching my clients for a long time. I've been a Dave Ramsey for a long time. But it's a very good course. And you will learn a lot because they cover an abundance of different information. If you ever want to sit down with me and go through a Dave Ramsey coaching session, just let me know. I am a Dave Ramsey coach. But as I was reading up on content for my podcast, I came across a word that is Kakeibo. And it's a Japanese word. And it's very similar to the Dave Ramsey, but this has been in existence in Japan to teach women how to manage their finances, because they were way back in 1905 is when this started. It was designed to help women take care of the household money, the household everything. So the key takeaway from this article, which I'll post down below, the key takeaway is that money should facilitate a meaningful life, not control it. Number 2, Kakeibo is a budgeting technique to help people be mindful of where and how and why they spend their money. And then 3rd, by understanding your life values and financial goals, you can boost your confidence and motivation in achieving your money goals. And it's very similar to what Dave Ramsey teaches, and it's a very simple thing. Know your income, know the revenue that's coming in, know what your expenses are and control it. Address the debt that you have and put money in the bank for emergencies, and then try to save as much and invest as much into retirement. Very similar. So as we study Babiko, and I might even be pronouncing that wrong. Let me go down and see how you actually pronounce it. Just un momento, por favor. Kakeibo. Kakeibo. Yeah, I'm saying it right. Kakeibo. So that's how I will say it from now on. So what they did is, as they wrote this article and they studied Kakeibo, they said that sometimes we as human beings approach household finances kind of like as a cold math problem. And that's probably why a lot of Americans or a lot of individuals, human beings, don't like to sit down and think about budgeting and think about their finances, because really it is a big old math problem. And some of us are not that good at math, right? So you start with your fixed income, and then you pay your bills and your utilities, maybe save a small percentage, and finally spread out the remainder to see you through the next month. You plug in the numbers, do the operations, and you're done. Budgeted. Kakeibo has some things that they want for you to think about. Before the math, you have to think about mindfulness. This was developed in 1904 by Hani Motoko, Japan's first female journalist and later a publisher of a woman's monthly magazine. Motoko wanted to help the women of her day who often lived on a very, very limited budget, met their life and savings goals. To the end, she created a budgeting system that combines utility, simplicity, and mindfulness. Excuse me. So one thing that is good, Kakeibo starts with the mindfulness exercise. Before you even crack the spine of your what I suggest people using when they're doing the budgeting, your notepad, because when you put it in writing, what they have found also in Kakeibo is that you remember and that you're focused more on it. So they say before you even crack the spine of your first ledger, the techniques ask you to consider 4 self-reflective questions. And they are this. 1, how much income do you make a month? 2, how much would you like to save? 3, how much are you currently spending? And 4, how would you like to improve? These questions not only create financial goals, but also point to what financial advisor Paula Pant calls first principles thinking. In terms of budgeting, first principle thinking means considering the values you want in your life and how you might cultivate them. It's the realization that money is a means to facilitate a satisfying life, not a series of tactics and strategies aimed at controlling it. So a great point that she made in this article is that you can't have an endless series of ands, A-N-D-S, ands. You might not be able to have the things in something else, in something else, in something else. And that doesn't just apply to your money, that applies to your time, your focus, your energy, your attention, any limited resource. And life is the ultimate limited resource. So when you practice being better at managing your money, you practice being better at managing your life. I truly believe that. I truly believe that with all my heart. And when I sit down with my clients and we talk about finances, even on the business side, but on the personal side, when we sit down and talk about their personal finances and also their taxes, we go through all of those questions. I didn't even know it was called Kakeibo, whatever it's called, Kakeibo. I didn't even know that. But that's what I've been doing, only because I have a Christian-based thing that I also want my clients to think about the quality of their life as we're preparing this budget for them, so that they understand that what they're doing right now is going to make their lives better in the future, and also those around them. And that's the same thing with Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey is very similar to that, because the quality of life is very important to them. So what are the 4 categories of Kakeibo? They are, and Dave Russell is very close to this also. I mean, Dave Russell. Why do I keep calling me Dave Russell? Dave Ramsey. These are the 4 things that they look at. And Dave Ramsey teaches very similar to this also. Number 1, essentials, which is your gas, toiletries, and groceries. The non-essentials, movies, restaurants, and spa days. Culture, books, museums, visits, education, and charity. Charity is a big part of Dave Ramsey. Unexpected. Doctor's visits, car repairs, and gift for that friend's birthday you totally forgot. And so they ask the question, why do this? A potential trap for some budgeting systems is to create many fine-grained categories, believing they will increase accuracy. And that's true. But honestly, as I think about it, because I'm an accountant, as accuracy is very important. Now, we're not going to get it right every single time we do a budget, and we will change it and we will modify it and everything else. But accuracy is important. So I'm going to put a check mark there that I am making my own statement there. There's a category for groceries, one for restaurants, one for repairs, one for gas, one for clothes, one for books, and so on. However, the end result of this approach is unnecessary confusion that obscures your spending mindset. Paula Paint, who's a financial person, made this statement. When you practice being better at managing your money, you practice being better at managing your life. And she's very true about that. Very true about that. That's why, as I go through on my podcasts, I'm always telling you, you need to monitor, you need to prepare a budget. You need to look at the things that are vital to you to meet every month, and then you look at the other things that you need to get rid of, because sometimes that Hulu account and the Netflix account and all those accounts are really not necessary. So we're looking at things that we can be proactive on, and maybe we can exchange that watching Hulu with a nice walk on the beach or a nice time with family or game night. You're making your quality of life better. It's very important. At the end of the month, you'll review your spending, calculate how much you spend in each category as well as how much you saved, and these are all in your budget. Then compare the results to the goals you set for yourself. Did you save as much as you thought? Did certain essentials slip your mind in your original assessment? Did some of the non-essential purchases seem unnecessary in hindsight? And did any unexpected purchases come from unexpectedly high price tags too? So this, I don't know how to stress this to you. I'm going to just say it from the heart. In order to be a good steward of your money and of your finances and of your family and in your movement in life, it's vital to sit down and plan. But you plan with mindfulness. You plan with a purpose. And you have to decide what that purpose is. I want each and every single one of you to understand I'm not nagging at you for doing this. I'm just nagging at you because it's important that you sit down and think about this. We are in tough times in this economy at the moment. The better that you plan with mindfulness, better that you plan your budget with mindfulness and with purpose, you will have that financial purpose-driven life. I hate to be coy about that, but it's true. You will have a better life if you just sit down and do it. If you need help, let me know. You can reach me at lodge-co.com, www.lodge-co.com. If you have a business question, just send it over to me at thebusinessadvisor@gmail.com. I'll put the link down below to this Japanese theory on budgeting. It's very interesting read. Everybody have a great day. Talk with you soon. Bye-bye.